PR? That's a great question. If you were to go out and ask 10 different people to define public relations, you'd probably get 10 different answers. And in the last 10 years, marketing has changed so much with mobile and social and content, and PR is no different. We're constantly evolving, but to put it in simple terms for small business, it's really about creating awareness and credibility and interest in your company and in your product and in your service. It's about getting your message out to the world so that people are rallying for your cause and want to share your story, buy your products, buy your services, and maybe partner with you. So it's about reaching all of the audiences you're trying to influence with a lot of different messaging. Small businesses have some of the best stories to share. If you think about why people become entrepreneurs in the first place, it's because they're really passionate about their craft and they love what they do. And people never get sick of hearing those stories. And so PR is a great way for small businesses to continuously be creating awareness for what their product and service does for their customers, and to be creating brand fans that want to root for them and tell their friends about them. And so PR is just a great way for a small business to keep in front of their customers so that they buy more products, buy more services, and refer business their way. And it's a great way to connect with prospects who might not know about your business. PR just builds credibility for your brand and builds trust, and we all want to work with companies who we believe in, who we feel like we know and understand, and who we trust, and PR is a great way to do that. Hiring a full-time PR agency or an employee to manage your public relations probably isn't an option for small business owners. They're strapped for time and they're strapped for resources, but that doesn't mean that they can't do some proven PR tactics that we have used for years that have been successful at generating buzz for businesses. And I think before you get into some of those tactics, it's important for you to ask yourself some of the bigger questions. And those bigger questions might be, who are you trying to reach and influence? What's the message you want to take out to the world? What's new or interesting that you can share and contribute? What do you want to be recognized as a thought leader on? And really, what kind of business results are you trying to drive? And I think once you answer those questions, then you can evaluate all the PR tactics that are available to you, and then invest in the ones that make the most sense, because those are the tactics that are going to help you reach the audience you're trying to influence. They're going to be the folks that can help take your message out to the world, and they're people who you feel like you could add something to their conversation. So to me, answering those big questions helps you set yourself up for a successful PR plan.
So once you've answered those big questions, it's time to go into execution mode. And one of the first things you're going to want to do is build a media list. And what is that? That's a list of all of the newspapers, blogs, podcasts, online publications that you want to see your name in. And for example, let's focus on a newspaper. The Arizona Republic, for instance, has a list of reporters, and out of all of those reporters, they each cover a very specific thing. So if you own a restaurant and you're having your grand opening, you don't want to send a pitch, or you don't want to email a reporter who covers finance, right? It's just going to upset them. You want to follow the food reporter or the restaurant reporter. They'll probably have someone who covers that space. And once you have that list, you're going to reference it throughout the year. Anytime you have an idea or anytime you have something that's newsworthy, which we'll cover later, you're going to want to reach back to that list and reference it and reach out to those folks. Another really big thing you can do that can have a huge payoff is building an awards calendar. You'll be surprised at how many local awards are in your community and how many awards are specifically geared towards small businesses. And if you are lucky enough to win that award or become a finalist, oftentimes that's followed by an awards ceremony where they'll have people from all over your community who's going to come together, who are influential, who work for organizations, and they're going to see your name, and then you never know where that could lead. They might reference you like, hey, I remember that company from that awards ceremony, let's bring them in here. And another aspect to an award ceremony is oftentimes there's media there, and they're going to cover it. So if you win, your name's going to be in the paper, it's going to be online. It's another easy win that every small business should be doing. So once you've nailed down some of those tactical things like building out a media list, you now have to ask yourself, what is newsworthy? Because what you may think is newsworthy is not what the media thinks is newsworthy. So how do you do this? There are some very common principles that you can keep in mind when determining what is truly newsworthy. Think about proximity. Is it happening in your local community? What are those publications? What are those media? What are the media that cover events that happen in your local community? And then you're also going to want to think about other things. What's the impact? Are you putting on an event that's going to impact 500 people, or is it really going to only impact 5 people? May not be newsworthy if it's the latter. But if those 5 people are influential, like the governor or a mayor, then it becomes newsworthy again. So in our ebook, we cover all of those different elements that determine what is truly newsworthy. So I recommend you check it out and become very familiar with it and know it.